Hello students, and welcome to Canary Wharf, England's version of Wall Street. Canary Wharf houses lots of big banks that you've heard of before, and I actually used to work in Canary Wharf for a bank. And so today I want you to learn about stock dividends. Now, what is a stock dividend? Well, a stock dividend is when you own a small piece of a company because you bought stock in that company, and the company does really well, so they have profits. A dividend is when the company says, you know what, we have all these profits, let's distribute them equally among our shareholders. That's right. If you own stock in a company and you get a dividend, that means that you just received a small piece of the profits because you're a part owner. That's how stock works. If you own a piece of a business and it does well, you should participate in the upside. And that's exactly how it happens with stock dividends. Let's go back to the classroom and analyze what those stock dividends can do for you to grow your money. See you soon. Hello there, mate. Welcome back from London, Canary Wharf, the Wall Street of England. Today we are going to be discussing dividends. So let me switch back to Mr. Rogers' voice. What is a dividend? Well, a dividend is when a company makes profits and then decides to distribute those profits to the people who actually own the company. And if you own stock, you're an owner, you get to participate in that upside. How wonderful. Now you get one dividend per share. So if you own multiple shares of a company, then you get multiple dividends. To calculate the dividend yield as a percentage, to understand what percent gain you're getting on this investment, you take your annual dividend and you divide it by the share price. So those are some of the things we think about when we are analyzing dividends. So let's see if this company down here in this example is paying us any dividends. The company is called Generation. It's a social media company for all generations, so they're called Generation. Generation offers a quarterly dividend of 20 cents per share. I own 50 shares of the company. Except I didn't spell company right, and I'm sure that was bothering you. So let's go ahead and add a P, because I'm pretty sure that company has a P. What is my total annual dividend and yield? Well, I've got 20 cents per share. I own 50 shares, and it's quarterly. So let's figure out how much cash we're actually getting, and then we can figure out what the annual dividend yield is. So 20 cents every quarter. Well, there are 4 quarters in a year, January to March, April to June, July to September, and October to December. There are 4 quarters in a year. So we have to multiply that 20 cents by 4 because we're going to get that 20 cents 4 times in the year. So our annual dividend is not 20 cents, it's 80 cents. And I own 50 shares. So 50 shares times 80 cents gives us $40. So since we own 50 shares of Generation, we are getting 40 cents. Excuse me, $40 every single year. Now, what is my total annual dividend? So that was that answer. This one's going to be 40. But what's the yield? Well, we're missing some information, actually. Because in order to calculate the dividend yield, we need the share price right here. So I was just going to hop on my phone and take a look at what Generation's share price is. Okay, go up to my finance apps. Trading up today. 16 bucks. Cool. All right, so we are at $16. The current share price is $16. $16. The annual dividend we figured out wasn't actually 20 cents because that was quarterly. It's 80 cents. So to find the dividend yield, we take the 80 cents and we divide that by the share price, which is 16. Okay, so thinking about this, we're like, oh, we have decimals mixed with fractions. Feeling a little uncomfortable. Well, if you don't like that, then just change it. Make your life better. Multiply the numerator by 10 and the denominator by 10. So 8 tenths times 10 is 8, and 16 times 10 is 160. All right, now I know that 8 divided by 16 is 2. So I can divide this by, it's divisible by 8, that's divisible by 8. What will we have thereafter? 8 divided by 8 will give us, write this up here, going up here, is 1. Right? 8 divided by 8 is 1. And 160 divided by 8 is 20. All right, so 1/20th. But we want this as a percent. So percent means divided by 100. Luckily, 20 can turn into 100 very easily. You just multiply by 5. If we do it to the denominator, we got to do it to the numerator. So we have 5 out of 100, which gives us 5%. So our dividend yield is 5%. In terms of just cash, based on how many shares, we made 40 bucks. All right, so dividends are nice because the company's basically rewarding you for being an owner. If the company does really well, makes a lot of profits and distributes them, then you make some dividends. So when you're thinking about buying stock, make sure you look, does the company offer a dividend? Because some companies don't. It's not required. They can take their extra profits and reinvest into the business to look at new technologies or acquire new customers or hire more employees. They don't have to distribute the dividends to the owners. So you got to say to yourself, what's more important? Growing a company and not participating in any profit sharing, or taking your share of the profits right now? That's a question you'll have to ask yourself. Thanks, and have a good day.